So one of the most interesting and fun series I've done here on the channel is Unusual EDC. It's where I go out on the internet and just look for some weird everyday carry stuff. So we're back with another installment, and I've found some pretty cool off the beaten path gear, some weird, unusual things. So with that said, this is Unusual EDC V5, and let's do the damn thing. All right, the very first item is actually, I think, probably the least unusual because it's a pretty basic tool. It's something that people often carry in their everyday carry as it is. But the reason I chose it is because I actually mistook it for something else entirely. And I still do that when I see it in like piles of gear that I've got laid aside here for videos. I keep thinking that this is a flashlight, but it's not. This is the CRKT pocket driver stash tool, but I keep mistaking it for this. Obviously they look a little different, but this looks, to me originally, it looked like a budget version of a Prometheus Beta QRV2. So this is a flashlight, AAA. It has a quick release. QR stands for quick release, and this works in a very similar way. However, this one is a flashlight and this one is a screwdriver, but the bits are stored in the head right here, which would be like the head of the flashlight. You get 4 1/4-inch bits, which is far more than most of these little keychain screwdrivers give you. Typically they give you 1 or 2 bits. This gives you 4, but the driver portion of this is obviously not there, which means it's hidden underneath the quick release. So if you take that off, this slots down into there, and this will take any standard 1/4-inch bit, which also means that it will work really well with the Leatherman ratchet driver to turn this into a very, very useful tool. However, something I found is that it doesn't work with this. The EDC ratchet wrench from 711L that I've been talking about lately, it would technically work with this because you're turning this way, but it will free spin in here. So you can kind of extend it to get that ratcheting motion, but it free spins in there, just so you know. One of the only things that I find a little odd, and this is kind of a tiny little negative that comes with all the positive, is that getting the bits back in here can be a little bit tricky. You have to go in a very specific way, otherwise they don't all fit, and it can be a little difficult to get them all back in there. Kind of have to stagger them in there. But this is a really cool pocket screwdriver. It's not that expensive. It looks great, it fits on your keys, has a quick release. This is probably one of the best keychain screwdrivers I've come across, flat out, period. And once again, this is the CRKT pocket driver stash tool. So the next 2 items are actually going to be credit card sized tools, things that could go in your wallet or in like a secondary wallet you keep in your bag like I do. This is something that would go in there. This is the Forkanife, and as the name suggests, it's a fork and a knife that goes in a credit card sized holder. It's pretty thick. I mean, not super thick, but it's like probably the thickness of 3 or 4 credit cards. But you have in one side a knife, serrated, that folds, and the other side is a fork, also folding. I don't know which way this comes out. There we go. The fork looks like it would actually work pretty well. I mean, in a pinch, a knife will also work as a fork. Obviously, I'm going to use a fork if I have that over a knife, but the knife I'd probably never use just because I always have a knife on me, so I just clean the knife I have and use that for food prep. But there you go. That is a pack-away fork and knife kit called the Forkanife, and it's from Cold Forged? Would I carry something like this in my wallet? Absolutely not, but it could go really well in something like this. So I carry this Zero Feud cup or compact utility pouch in whatever bag I'm carrying, like either my backpack or my bum bag or whatever sling bag I have. And I put like spare cards and cash in here that I'm not gonna carry in my everyday wallet. It could fit back here with some of my cards really easily. It could also go on the outside right there, just to have on you just in case, if that's something that you feel you would need. It's just a nice little spare set of utensils if you need them for job site, travel, whatever you may be doing. And since we're on the topic of unusual, I figured I'd tell you about something I did that I basically never do. I switched my wallet to
to a bifold. And that brings us to the sponsor of today's video, OpenSea Leather. Michael Bluth has been making minimalist wallets for 8 years now, and if you've spent any time watching this channel, you're already probably pretty familiar with his work. OpenSea Leather makes some of my all-time favorite minimalist wallets like the Hobe 2.0, the Hobe Mini, and the Topsider. But there's a new model that takes some of the best elements from existing wallets and puts it into a single wallet that fills a gap that most minimalist wallets leave, storing cash easily. That's the key. Easily. It has the silhouette of the Topsider, the single stitch line of the Hobe, quick card access of the Topsider Quick Draw, and the full-length cash carry abilities of the Topsider Bifold. This new wallet is called the Topsider Bifold LT. It holds 5 to 10 cards, 20 plus bills, and also comes with an optional quick draw pocket around back, and all that comes in a very compact footprint, just 3 1/8 inch wide, 3 3/4 inches tall, and 1/4 inch thick when empty. If you like the idea of minimalist wallets but also tend to carry cash, this wallet right here, the Topsider Bifold LT, is the best of both worlds, hands down. All of these wallets, including the Topsider Bifold LT, are available on OpenSea's website, osleather.com, right now. So go check them out, tell them I sent you, and once again, I want to thank OpenSea Leather for sponsoring this video. So the next one comes from my buddies over at Grim Workshop. They make the lockpick sets that go in a wallet. Basically, they specialize in credit card sized tools that feature a million different things. So in this card, which is a Kickstarter project that's available for pre-order now, the Kickstarter's over, but you can still sign up to buy one when they become available. But this is the Hot Shot card. What it is, you have a knife, a magnesium bar that you can use for flash tinder, you have a pry bar, a set of tweezers, you have a ferrocerium rod, and a saw along the bottom. So one of the misconceptions I had about Grim Workshop and their card tools is that I thought the stuff was like single use because it looks that way. This is adhesive and you can pull this off of here, but it's actually a multi-use. So you can just pop it back into place and throw this back into wherever you were keeping it. The other side, however, is a single use adhesive. So you could stick this, say, to the bottom side of a Altoids tin or something like that, wherever you want to stick it. Some of the thinner cards they make, you can put to the inside lid of an Altoids tin and it'll still close. This one's a little thicker and it kind of gets in the way. You have a lot of little tools here that can be used over and over as needed. Let's just take a look at some of them. So all of this here, all of these tools, this is made out of a high carbon spring steel and it's been blued for corrosion resistance so it doesn't rust. But what you have here is a small knife, which to be fair is it is chisel ground at like 30 degrees, so it's not super sharp. This is not something that's going to be slicing paper, but if you need to like process wood or something with this and you're trying to make a fire, you could definitely do that with this without a problem. You have a small pry bar, which is surprisingly very strong. I thought this would be a little more flimsy. It's not at all. You have a set of tweezers, which seem really stout. You have a saw, which I think the best use case for that in this application would be for shaving off some magnesium. Maybe you would use this little striker plate for that, and then a ferro rod. So just to demonstrate really fast, we're gonna strike this and make a little bit of a fire. I have a tin that I use to test fire starters out inside on my desk because that's smart. And you have fire. You could also strike with the backside of the knife. In my little Kelso kit, I keep a little piece of fat wood, and I can show you the knife does cut. I polished it up a little bit, made it a little sharper, but it really needs some love, and I didn't have time to give it that today. But you can see, you can still work on stuff and cut with it, even though it's not gonna slice paper smoothly. You can still work with this, and really all you'd be doing with this, you're trying to make a fire, right? This is shaving enough to where you can catch embers. So yeah, the knife still works. It's not blistering sharp, razor sharp, but it's good enough to get the job done. This is more of an emergency type kit, something you're not gonna hopefully have to use often, but if you need to, it also helps if you're right-handed, because this is chisel ground for somebody who's right-handed. I'm left-handed, so I'm struggling a little bit. I'm going against the chisel, but you can still shave and cut very easily with it. Shows you don't need a big knife to get some work done. There's a smaller version of this, real quick, a Hot Shot dog tag, kind of the same gist. You just get a ferro rod and a saw, which you can use to, you know, shave stuff off like wood or magnesium bar, and then you use this edge as a striker. Same deal, it's got the one-time adhesive on the back and a replaceable or reusable adhesive for the ferro rod, and it fits in a dog tag or just a much more compact idea. Same deal,
just more compact. So this next item is very small, like smaller than my pinky small, very tiny, and it has a collection of very useful decoder and bypass tools. It's called the Counter Custody and Bypass Set, and it comes from Kolony Collective. Obviously this one is a handcuff key. It's got a few little design elements that may not jump out at you at first. One, there is a flat spotted side and then a side with a little nick in it. The side with the groove matches with the side of the key with the groove. The flat spot is the flat side of the key, so you could index this thing without being able to see it just by feel. You also have an angled end to this so that you could actually enter the keyhole on a handcuff from different angles much easier. Then you have these three other tools. These two look pretty much identical, except for one is very firm and stiff, the other is very thin. This one is called a quick stick and is for like travel locks. You can get into like a luggage lock, I guess. You can get into this by just bypassing the pins and disengaging the lock. They've got a video on how to do that. I don't have any travel locks here, but the thin one that bends easy is the easy bypass decoder. This is for like combination locks. You can run this between the rollers, whatever, the number selectors on a combo lock, and you can actually bypass all of that very easily. I've done it. It's really cool, but you may end up just damaging that tool when you use it. So not something I'm going to practice with one that's in a set like this. But then you have this one. This one's actually my favorite. This one is called the 4-pin comb pick, and it works on these smaller locks, and it's really easy to use. What you're doing is instead of just pushing the top pins, I don't know all the terminology, but pushing the top pins past the shear line, you're pushing everything past the shear line, and it just overrides the lock very easily. Watch. Just like that. It's really cool. These were on a pre-order or pre-sale. They sold out. They're not available at the moment, but there will be more. This is Kolony Collective over on Instagram. Very cool, very compact tool, and I did show this previously on the channel as something that I kept in my EDC survival tin. It's a really neat tool just for practice and, you know, learning how to bypass certain types of locks. This last item is something I actually learned about at Georgia Bushcraft earlier this year. The company was there and they have some really cool items, but this one I think is my favorite. This is called the Firebiner. So right here you have a fire wheel. It shows you which direction. It's actually easier to see on the black one, which direction you're supposed to turn this wheel, and there's a little flint in there and you create a spark. So you can use this as a fire starter. You also have some key hang hooks on the bottom. There is a cord cutter right here, a flathead if you need it, and obviously a wire or spring gate, so you can use this as a carabiner. So it honestly works really well. You just have to have the right kind of tinder, get close, throw a spark. Almost. Stuck to it. Yeah, I am good at this. These come in a couple different colors, and there's actually like an upgraded version that's more for like EMT rescue. It's got a few different things, like a glass breaker, I believe, in case you need it. This doubles as a bottle opener. But that is the Firebiner. I think it's really cool. I love seeing things that pack a bunch of utility into a very simple and minimal design. Like, this isn't overdone. It doesn't look crazy, but it does work really well if you spin that in the right way. And just a last little note, there is a little screw down in there. If you run this screw out, there's a spring, and you remove that, and then there's the flint. So if your flint runs out, you do get some spare ones. It may be just a ferro rod, maybe not a flint like a Zippo. I don't remember. Doesn't really matter. They are replaceable. You can just run a new one down in there, screw it back in, and you're good to go. This is something that I don't necessarily carry every single day, but this is what I attach to my backpacking stove. Instead of having to carry a lighter and light my stove, I can just throw a spark. You don't need fuel, you just need to have a good flint in there, and you're good to go. So that is the Firebiner from Outdoor Element. All right, here are 5 really cool and unusual EDC items. Let me know in the comments down below which is your favorite, what you think is the most unusual, but also what is the most useful. For me, it's definitely the CRKT pocket driver. I think it's a really good bang for buck. It's a great tool, but I actually also use the Firebiner. It's what I put on my backpacking stove, and I think this one's really cool too. I think they're all pretty cool except for this one, basically. But anyway, let me know what you think about them in the comments down below. And if you want to see another unusual EDC, all of this will be linked down below. I will see you guys in the next video, and until then, carry on.